Hey, we're in Numbers chapter 29 and 30, dealing with some more festival issues and then also dealing with making promises to God. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. On the first day of the seventh month, you must rest from your work and come together to celebrate the sound of the trumpets. Bring to the altar one bull, one full-grown ram, 7 rams a year old that have nothing wrong with them, and then offer these as sacrifices to please me. 6 pounds of your finest flour mixed with olive oil must be offered with the bull as a grain sacrifice. 4 pounds of flour mixed with oil must be offered with the ram. 2 pounds of flour mixed with oil must be offered with each of the young rams. You must also offer a goat as a sacrifice for sin. These sacrifices will be made in addition to the regular daily sacrifices and the sacrifices for the first day of the month. The smoke from these sacrifices will please me. The 10th day of the seventh month is the great day of forgiveness. On that day, you must rest from all work and come together for worship. Show sorrow for your sins by going without food, and bring to the altar one young bull, one full-grown ram, 7 rams a year old that have nothing wrong with them. Then offer these as sacrifices to please me. 6 pounds of your finest flour mixed with the olive oil must be offered with the bull as a grain sacrifice. 4 pounds of flour mixed with all oil must be offered with the ram, and 2 pounds of flour mixed with oil must be offered with each of the young rams. A goat must also be sacrificed for the sins of the people. You will offer these sacrifices in addition to the sacrifice to ask forgiveness and the regular daily sacrifices. Beginning on the 15th day of the seventh month and continuing for 7 days, everyone must celebrate the festival of shelters in honor of me. On the first day, you must rest from your work and come together for worship. Bring to the altar 13 bulls, 2 full-grown rams, and 14 rams a year old that have nothing wrong with them, and then offer these as sacrifices to please me. 6 pounds of your finest flour mixed with olive oil must be offered with each bull as a grain sacrifice. 4 pounds of flour mixed with oil must be offered with each of the rams, and 2 pounds of flour mixed with oil must be offered with each of the young rams. You must also offer a goat as a sacrifice for sin. These are to be offered in addition to the regular daily sacrifices. For the next 6 days of this festival, you will sacrifice one less bull than the day before, so that on the 7th day, 7 bulls will be sacrificed, and the other sacrifices and offerings must remain the same for each of these days. In the 8th day, you must once again rest from your work and come together for worship. Bring to the altar one bull, one full-grown ram, 7 rams a year old that have nothing wrong with them, and then offer these as sacrifices to please me. You must also offer the proper grain sacrifices and drink offerings of wine in each animal, and offer a goat as a sacrifice to ask forgiveness for the people. These sacrifices are made in addition to the regular daily sacrifices. You must offer all of these sacrifices to me at the appointed times of worship, together with any offerings that are voluntarily given or given because of a promise. Moses told the people of Israel everything the Lord had told him about the sacrifices. The Lord told Moses to say to Israel's tribal leaders, "When one of you men makes a promise to the Lord, you must keep your word. Suppose a young woman who is still living with her parents makes a promise to the Lord. If her father hears about it and says nothing, she must keep her promise. But if he hears about it and objects, then she no longer has to keep her promise. The Lord will forgive her because her father did not agree with the promise. Suppose a woman makes a promise to the Lord and gets married. If her husband later hears about the promise but says nothing, she must do what she said, whether she meant it or not. But if her husband hears about the promise and objects, she no longer has to keep it, and the Lord will forgive her. Widows and divorced women must keep every promise they make to the Lord. Suppose a married woman makes a promise to the Lord. If her husband hears about the promise and says nothing, she must do what she said. But if he hears about the promise and does object, she no longer has to keep it. The Lord will forgive her, because her husband would not allow her to keep the promise. Her husband has the final say about any promises she makes to the Lord. If her husband hears about a promise and says nothing about it for a whole day, she must do what she said. Since he did not object, the promise must be kept. But if he waits until the next day to stop her from keeping her promise, he is the one who must be punished. These are the laws that the Lord gave Moses about husbands and wives and young daughters who still live at home. So promises are important, and if it's important enough to ask God and to do that with God, then it's important enough to keep. So don't do those lightly. I hope you enjoy my library look today, and I hope you have a great day.